Let's see.
You get into the zone. In PUBG Mobile, you all come from different walks in life. But you face the same dangers on the battleground. And you become friends. You work together to overcome the odds. Is PUBG Mobile. There's a number one in all of us. Welcome to the PUBG Mobile first anniversary party. PUBG Mobile. Be the one.
Now they're slowly going to be compound breached, and there it is, right in the back. That's going to be the end. You're going to have to do something, or you might get shut down at this point in time versus SOI. Knights just have one knock, and one of the beasts of the road. Hard's going to be the next remaining member.
The raw knockdown was essentially one of these three situations. He's going to face his death, but he knocks down JN.
Oh no! Hasn't quite done it right now, but still SOI. The chick damage doing absolutely insane work on their side. Okay then, okay, that was a really sexy grenade coming on through. And they're going to be able to get one nice knock, actually a shutdown. Barely makes it through, but he's going to be shot in the distance by Nomad Royce, but still. And they're going to try and face it off right now. He's on his knees right there. Trying to pull off a 3-1 split in these compounds. Not really working out for them so far. SMG Bloody extremely low. Might get shut down at the end and get another stroke kill. And Bloody will be finally put on his knees into submission.
Headshot, is trying to be revived, but he gets out wide.
Here's the breach coming on through from Team Hype, trying to go on top of Shot to Process, and they do take this one home, Imperium, for the time being. There it is, Hype get on top, get 3 knockdowns.
Vcash is still prone down. He gets a knockdown onto Gurkha.
Destro, and only one more remaining for No Mercy. They do knock Destro. Punisher, the last member remaining. Can he pull off the nice move? Can he pull off the clutch? And Breach trying to pick it up. He's going to face a 1v2 scenario. Punisher, can he do it? Not really going his way.
But CS Pro Gaming, they're going to look to take advantage and squad wipe Rose as a 2-man team for now. Are Rose going to be able to react? But no, they get squad wiped by CSP.
Just like that.
Headshot. What the hell? What? You had clear shots onto Trust the Process, but you didn't make it. You get yourself knocked down.
Eugene is spotted out. I do believe by Nomad Royce, but Nurik is going to be put down on his knees. CS Pro Gaming finally looking for the breach, but still they just can't do it. And there's so much pressure by Nomad Royce, they just can't make it through. And now they're looking for the cleanup. It's cleaning time, ladies and gentlemen. To win, going to be facing up against each other. Disconnect is going to be instantly flushed away.
Could we see Rose coming out on top? Salty are taking a lot of damage. Rose behind that tree.
What?
It's a squad wipe coming out from Rose on the Salty squad. Are Hype going to be able to redeem? Allow Nova to hopefully overhead. And with Salty squad also being wiped out earlier on, this is perfect position for Nova to come out on top. But now we see Nomad Warriors really putting pressure onto Elementrix.
You can see the instant karma of putting 4 members in 1 car. Why would you do that, Elementrix? You're freaking... It's 10 teams remaining. Great action with the M4, really stable weapon at this distance, really works well for them. And look at that bolt action with the M16.
They overtook the hill. This is between Nomad Warriors and RG. And right now, it's going to come out between these two teams. Nomad Warriors slightly coming out on top, as we do see now crazy from a distance on the Destroyer. extra kills, extra kill points, and Bullet knocks down.
And utter mayhem.
Oh, this is crazy in this circle, moving from the west, showing strong potential. Hype going up against SNG from a distance. Sam's actually knocks down Turtle. That's actually going to be a squad wipe coming out.
Pretty far away. He has a few. No mercy. And just everyone is shooting, but not really connecting that much bullets. But there we go. He destroyed Crazy. Going to be flushed away by Punisher. Can he find also Mans? He also got knocked. There it is. There's the second kill. Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today is day 2 and the final day of the PMCO's Wildcard Series. And we're about to end it all today.
It feels bad, man. It's been a long journey. It's been
a fun journey.
Arduous. It's been fun. It's been exciting. It's been, you know, upsetting in terms of teams not doing as well as we expected.
I want to forget that Miramar game,
Yeah, I know. Right? We've had so many amazing moments, but at the end of the day, it comes down to this. All right, Max. 5 games, so many teams still in the running to claim that top spot. Of course, it's in their control to make the most of the opportunity.
They've got to try and do their best today because once again, these teams are fighting for the #1 spot that gives you $9,000 already right off the bat. That's pretty juicy after all.
It's not too bad.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, I'll take it. But also on top of that, what do you get? You get yourself a nice spot in the Berlin Global Final live event later on this year. If you do not remember the rules, what happens for the PMCO Wildcard Series, here are the rules for you beautiful people at home. #1, chicken dinner, 30 points going your way. Once again, 1 kill equal 1 point. And some teams apparently in this Wildcard Series have been focusing way more on kills. I'm looking at you, Team Rose.
Yeah, Rose have more kill points than they do have standing points, which is kind of crazy in terms of it's just not really normal. But when we look at and think of how aggressive Rose has been in the group stages and semi-finals, we're kind of not surprised in terms of the kill points. It's more how disappointing they've been in the point standings from the first 5 games. If they improve on that, yeah, of course they're going to match the kill points and are going to really climb the standings.
Let's hope we can have a little bit of a better performance coming out from Team Rose and the other teams also today. Anyways, we're going to have the same formula today for the schedule. Start off with Sanahawk, really aggressive, a good way to start off the day. Followed up with Vikendi, Erangel, Miramar, and again, Erangel action. Trust the process, going to be happy team today as they had a high amount of success on that team yesterday, Imperium.
Yeah, and they're lying in 3rd with 91 points. It's nothing to be sniffed at. And, you know, as we will obviously go and look at the standings, what's really been good for me, there you go. Oh,
Perfect.
look at that.
Thank you, production.
Perfect. Perfect. Yeah, we see Salty Squadron in 1st place with 118 points. Nomad Warriors in 2nd place with 110. Nova and Trust the Process matching on the same points. But as you look down, the obvious thing is that there's so little points in the difference, even down to 11th place, Max. And
11,
all
12,
of these teams really have so many chances to climb that rankings and take that top spot.
Yeah, like what, about 50 to 60 point difference in 5 games? That's like 2 chicken dinners. If you can do, like pull off a Salty Squad that did yesterday, once again, the 2 first games, they got 2 chicken dinners. You can pull off a comeback, get that #1 spot and fly over to Berlin later on this year. But we need better performances. We do not want to see a repeat from some of these teams, what they did yesterday, lacking in repositioning, playing too aggressive and losing early on, like early team fights. You don't want to see these kind of gameplay styles happening today.
Leaving it too late to go to the circle, you know, and dying in the blue zone. It's just really not a comfortable way to go down in these games. The typical example I want to point out is No Mercy. They're currently lying in 11th place, and you go, oh yeah, they're doing okay. They got the last chicken dinner, so you got to think, how bad were they doing before that last game? They were not doing good at all. Part of the reason why they won that last game was they just realistically overall shifted their attitude and their gameplay style to exactly what you pointed out, Maxman. Positioning in the right way, moving over to the circle as quickly as possible, getting that better positioning, which made them more comfortable as a team, more synergized, and they ended up taking the chicken dinner for it. And we see their point standings and how close they still are to the top spots.
Oh, look at this. This is a graphic we haven't been seeing. The map average points for Sunhawk, Salty Squad. Well, Salty Squad, pretty obvious. They had that chicken dinner. They got 30 points going their way. And after that, yesterday, they also got 7 kills on top of that. So Salty Squad, really, so far, they are the Sunhawk champions for the regional finals. Imperium then followed up with Nomad Warriors, which also in the semi-finals, Nomad Warriors, they had a high amount of success on this map. Like, Sunhawk is their home location.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's the jungle. In terms of like they were just able to dominate the positioning, know where the enemy teams were around them in terms of just knowing the locations and where the best parts are to, let's say, cover behind. And yeah, absolutely fantastic seeing them come out. And this is a wrangle that points average. Trust the process.
We talked about it before, yeah. Trust the process. They got the rotation in their mind. They know exactly what they're going to do every single game. Their rotation consists of dropping Nova on Military Island, rotating on the east bridge, and then rotating above the river. And most of the time, by doing that rotation, you're going to find yourself in the next circle, and no one is really going to stop you because that's not really a famous like drop zone, and no one's going to really stop you from rotating inwards.
Yeah, and teams are tending not to really bridge camp. Especially at this stage of the tournament, they're just looking after themselves. And of course, as we move on to the average points for Miramar, of course, we only had one game on Miramar, but RG Star Team, they're currently lying in 6th place, and 43 of their 75 points came from Miramar map alone, Maxon.
That means that they got to increase that continuity. Like, they haven't been doing that good overall the games, but Miramar have been working out for them. They waited for an opportunity to pull off a 3-man party at the last team fight when only 3 teams were remaining. So RG Star Team, they secured that chicken dinner with 13 kills on top. And then you had No Mercy that was in the bottom section. They got the number 8 position.
Yeah.
I was expecting a lot more from No Mercy on Miramar because they were so good during the group stage on that map, and they just kind of fell off on that map on Miramar yesterday.
Well, that's the thing. They just disappointed in every game themselves. Not well, okay.
What was your
also
favorite
a little
team?
bit.
You're being
Also,
hard.
well, of course. But they were a little bit disappointing on every map except for that last game in Erangel. And as we move on to Vikendi, Salty Squad being that average point top place right now with 40 points. As you said, they won the first 2 games, which was Sandhawk and Vikendi. An absolutely fantastic points average.
Yeah, Salty Squad had 10 extra kills right on top. And Trust the Process still lurking in the shadows, you know, still on Vikendi, not one of their main maps, not one that they're really that comfortable with. And they secured themselves a juicy 20 points going over their way. I think they were 4th position overall or something like that.
Yeah.
So Trust the Process, congratulations for that once again. And still, another team just lurking is Nomad Warriors. They've just been so consistent, semi-finals, they got 6th position. We didn't even talk about them all that much. And now they just step it up, and this is when you want to step it up.
Of course, every single game yesterday, bar the last game, which unfortunately they finished in last place for their troubles. But every single other game before that, they consistently gotten between 2nd and 4th place. Still haven't captured a chicken dinner so far in the regional finals, but it's their consistency that has been overall the arcing point. And when you look at the overall point standing average, they went from 18.2 in the semi-finals to 22 points average per game coming into regional. So that's that obvious increase, which has, of course, led them to take 2nd spot.
Let's hope they can change that up a little bit and get some W's finally. But anyways, this is PMCO, the PUBG Mobile Club Open Spring Split, brought to you through the power of Vivo, the official sponsor and official smartphone of this split. This is the Vivo V15 phone that just recently came out. Got fingerprint unlock with a full HD screen. And you're not recognizing me because I just had KFC before. And this phone also has the nice feature of having a pop-up camera. If you look up there, boom, that's so sexy. It looks so cool. It looks so cool. And then you can take badass selfies. We're not going to look ugly anyways, but that's fine, We'll use Snapchat filters.
Honestly, that gallery is just full of just selfies, just because it's so easy and accessible to get to that camera. That just makes such a huge difference. And of course, if you did check out any of the action yesterday,
can go check out the link down below, clubopen.pubg.com. pubgmobilepubgmobilepubg.com, and if it does pop up, normally you're gonna have the link there.
Normally it does.
Yeah.
Normally it does. Hopefully
And
it will.
there you have all the information. You have all your stats. There it is. Perfect. Thank you very much. And you have the VODs also.
Yeah.
You have all the extra information for the other regions. There's not only wildcard series. You got Middle East. You got EU. You got NA, SA. You got every single region over there. So if you want to choose a team to support, that is the place to go.
Do. And whether you're watching us on Facebook, Twitch, or YouTube, please hit that like, hit that follow, smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you stay notified when we go live, because there's still loads more PUBG action, PUBG Mobile action to come over the next couple of months, over the next year, because this is something that is not going away, Max, man. PUBG Mobile esports is here, and it's here to take over, and it's here to make some exciting, crazy moments for people around the world.
Because at the end of the day, end of August and early September, what do we have? We have full split.
Yep.
So you see, we had so much action going on for like, what, a month and a half, 2 months?
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to have that again. So just get ready, you're going to have a lot of action coming your way. But anyways, let's refocus on the games Imperium. We got, once again, 5 game coming our way. Total of 10 over the series of this regional finals to secure that #1 spot once again for the global finals in Berlin later on this year. Which team do you, we said it was going to be pretty close. Because, if you're in, 11th, 12th position, you can still make it in that #1 spot if you have a good performance today. What would be your team to have on the lookout that might be able to ease their way back up in that #1 spot?
See, because I want to say No Mercy because
Of
they're
course,
in 11th place. And they're my boys, my Australian boys. But realistically, definitely, I want to give a shout out to Hype, who are in 5th place. Again, trying to be unbiased, but considering how much they've climbed up from group stage to semi-finals to the regionals and how much they've just constantly improved, if there's a team that I feel can get that done, it is Hype. And, but then again, I'm actually going to say that no team stands out, if that makes sense, because everybody's performs overall so much more than I would like to think they would have expected going into this tournament.
As we had 32 teams at the very start, now we're down to 16, so of course the level of gameplay is going to be way more even all across the board, and that's why the level of points is so close to each other. So it's really interesting to see. Anyone can take this game, as we're about to jump into game #1. It's going to be on Sandhawk. A lot of action coming your way.
So we do see the playing trajectory in this Sandhawk map. Max, it's going from east to west, well, northeast to southwest. It's given a chance for all these teams to drop in their really prime locations. Paradise Resort is an area where these teams like to land either near or around. Boot Camp, as you know, is Rose's location. Wonder, will any team join them?
I don't think so. Yesterday, teams avoided Boot Camp, and one team got close. There was RG Star Team. They got shut down in 16th position. Well, 15th because Headshot didn't show up. And if I were RG Star Team, I would be fearing Boot Camp. I would just avoid it at all cost. And as you just said, Rose, of course, is going to go for that location. Is there another team behind? No, I thought there was for a second.
Yeah.
And Headshot that didn't spawn in Sandhawk yesterday. They're going to be going right for the land of Camp Alpha for Hattin, and they're going to try and secure that under their location.
Yeah, it's not a bad place for them to start. We do see No Mercy, and I think it is Hype, believe it or not, very close to each other near the Painan. We do look at the circle, and it is quite central. A little bit of water occupied, but it's nothing actually crazy, I feel, Maxman. Overall standard gives lots of scope for the teams to move into the circle initially, but I actually don't think there's any clear direction that the circle could end up going. So it creates a certain level of uncertainty for the teams, which makes it a little bit exciting for us.
Yeah, at this point in time, you don't know really what's going to go on. What you're expecting yesterday, and which was really nice, is that early on, even though Sandhawk is a 4x4 map, is extremely small, so you have more chances of meeting enemy teams and to shut them down early. Right now, we're going to have actually a little bit of an early fight, with Jet from Nova Esport getting shut down instantly by RG Star Team. Aim Locker going to be increasing his KDA for himself. That is one interesting move, especially from Nova Esport, dropping split.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting in terms of it's not what we're used to seeing them do. They've very much stayed as a unit, worked together, and gotten into the circle in swift time, and really stayed ahead of the game. So for them to lose a member so early on in this game 1 is definitely not the most confident start for them.
Also, yesterday on San Team Nova Esport, they faced up against Elementrix, and they got a player on their side that got flushed instantly by one member of Elementrix, and that created straight off the bat a disadvantage, and they were not able to recuperate after that. So Nova Esport, like so far, is like copy-paste their game on Sandhawk so far, even though we're just a few minutes in. It's not off to a good start for Nova Esports, so let's see if they can actually deal and make up for that, as Onyx is going to be around the corner.
Yeah, plus when we look at how they did in the semi-finals compared to the regional finals, it's definitely below what they're capable of. In the semi-finals, they got an average point per game of over 30, whereas right now they're lying on an average points per game of 18.2. That's nearly cut in half, Maxon. That's basically like them starting with 2 players every single game now compared to 4 in the semi. So, hey, look, we know what they can do. Let's see if they can pull out of the bag. We've seen plenty of teams win with 3-man squad in these games.
Even 1-man squad. That happens in a group stage and semi-finals, so definitely not over for Nova Esport, just not off to a good start. No matter Warriors, one of the teams that we just didn't see all that much group stage semi-finals, but they were just lurking in the shadows as always, and this time they just stomping their feet in the ground and saying, okay, we want this #1 spot, we want to go to Berlin, we want to see those German girls, and we want to see what's up over there.
Want to see those German girls. And I saw the potential that Nomad Warriors had in day one. I recognize them as having such huge potential, and it took them a while. It took them up to basically the last 2 weeks, even the last week, to really start showing it themselves, and they pulled in some great performances. Right now they're lying in second, only 8 points behind Salty, who are in first.
Talking about good performances, I'm going to tell you about bad performances as we're looking over to Camp to Win. I'm sorry, that's a little bit harsh, but Camp to Win, they're in 15th position. They have been not doing all that great. I think I'm allowed to say that right now.
Yeah.
And Camp to Win, they got to work on that micro. Their macro, they have been working on their synergy and their rotations really well. You see a huge difference on their rotations and their macro gameplay since the group stage until now. Good job, guys. You really improved. Now you got to improve on your micro, on your aim, on your personal skills. And I think that's something that they've been lacking. And they would get out-traded in scenarios where they're actually like outnumbered or outmaneuvered or out-rotated some teams. So Camp to Win, really expecting a lot more from them, because if you have a good rotation, you're preparing yourself for a good fight. After it is your job to pick a good fight.
Yeah, I totally agree. You're bang on. And at the end of the day, their position and their points speaks for itself, right? We can look to kind of critique and point out some things the top teams are maybe could be doing better outside of where they're standing. But Camp to Win, 38 points in 15th place after 5 games. That's just really below what we know they're capable of. Except 5 games today, every team realistically, bar maybe Headshot, has a chance to push and claim that top spot.
Also, Headshot, if you guys did miss the action yesterday, unfortunately, you can already check out the link down. No, not down below.
Not
in the
down
gameplay.
below.
clubopen.pubgmobile.com. You have all the VODs over there, so if you missed them on the action, you want to do an MLG montage, you can do it right now. As you have a loot crate coming on through, there was an Org A3, and a few Tier 3 items up there, a little bit of defense.
That ghillie suit was in that crate.
Especially on Sandhawk.
Yeah, on Sandhawk, that's the thing. That's part of the reason why I just want to heavily point out, compared to Rango, compared to other maps, the ghillie suit in Sandhawk, it can be a game changer on these late game team fights when you have a bit of an open area and you have to prone in the ground to get those fights. You see a bit of action going on between RG and Onyx. RG looking very overall sophisticated as a team. I know I say sophisticated, but you see they've got 2 knockdowns on the Onyx. Nothing crazy. They're just being precise and accurate on their shots, and they're looking pretty good so far.
That is a team that's a really good micro.
Yeah.
That's a team on which Camp to Win can learn of. Onyx, a team that hasn't been doing that great, except for the group stage, semi-finals, regional finals, not all that good, and now they played split. They lost 2 of their members, Khan and Vegeta, but Wolf around the corner will be able to get the upper hand and overwhelm Aim Locker right there. He's going to get 1 knock on RG Star Team, going to lose one of their members that has a little bit too far. Onyx not really playing as a team, and Wolf doing the smart call here to peel his way back to safety, avoid the fight, trying to secure now position points, but Team Onyx kind of not playing together. Like, this is a team game.
I hate to say it, no, Onyx played crap yesterday, Max, and they did. Compared to what we saw from them in the semi-final stages, in their both results and overall average performances. Going into day one of regionals, they're lying in 14th place on 40 points. And those 40 points have just come from them playing, better than most other teams would. But yeah, it's they need to step things up.
We are looking right now at one of your boys. Well, your boys, Imperium.
Our boys.
Time was the boys. No Mercy coming to you live from Australia. The only team from Australia that started off in the group stage. They're still in the regional finals. How nice would it be of an underdog story to have No Mercy make it through to Berlin today? It is possible. They're going to have a hard time, but anything is possible. Once again, only 2 chicken dinners separate yourself, No Mercy, and the #1 team.
Of course. Did you know, fun fact, as you see the circle closing in, so it's going to be interesting where the next one is. But fun fact, one of my tattoos is actually very connected to Australia. I have a tattoo that says...
That's why.
It says Rule 2, and it's very connected to Australia and a connection I have with some people over there. So I'm going to extend that to my boys in No Mercy. So Rule 2 is basic, don't be a soft ass when it comes to playing, when it comes to competing and something. So don't be a Rule 2, No Mercy. Yeah, I'm extending the meaning of my tattoo to you guys live on air. Do not be a Rule 2. Go for it because I know you are capable of it.
Life tips coming to you live from Imperium. Nice way to make it through life. That's going to be nice. So yeah, that's why also has been favourite with No Mercy. Nice. Just nice lads to play with overall. Now MK14 going to be coming to you live from the sky with No Mercy in the background. MK14, pretty decent weapon. Not one of my favourites, but if you can use it properly and you use it at the right scenario, it can be an absolutely devastating weapon. Got an extended quick draw, military vest, just a few tier 3 items. Pretty decent drop after all. And No Mercy, they can get it. They must see it. It's pretty easy to get. And no teams are around the corner.
It has actually landed on the edge of the cliff, so hopefully we'll look to land it again. There you go. Sliding it down the way, the map. And look, every single team, I was meant to point out when we were kind of on broadcast before the game, gotta say, every single team should be proud of themselves overall for coming this far. All the work that they put in, the weekends of games. I can only imagine overall how both nervous and exciting they are. Nervous and excited going into today's games. Because I know I'm sure as hell nervous and excited. So imagine how the players feel.
We're hyped as hell, Imperium, as right now we're going to have a little bit of a skirmish back and forth between Team SNG and the Destroyer. The Destroyer 4 versus 3 scenario going their way. They have the high ground, they have a lot of coverage, they have some grass to work with, and that's going to be in the distance. A little bit of utility popped out as Dens slowly pans into view, and he will now be turning this into a 4v4 scenario, but the zone is moving up against SNG, Imperium. This is not a good scenario to be in if you are one of their team members.
And also SNG, yesterday we saw some moments where they weren't really acting as a team going into those squad fights, going into those interactions with the enemy team, where, for example, yesterday Bleak Snake kind of let the rest of his team just go down and then didn't really react to it. So hopefully they've improved on that and coming up against the Destroyer, who are currently lying in 10th overall, that they will be able to step things up. But it is against them because, like you said, they have to go out of the blue zone. The Destroyer have the circle. They don't have to do anything other than just kind of prone a little bit, get a bit of vision, scope SNG out. But it seems like SNG are wisely looking to go around the Destroyer. Clever play, much better.
They just can't pick this fight. There's no way they can actually win that one. So they're just going to take their time. Though there's a compound right next to the members of the Destroyer, so they could set location if they want to. But the circle is about to close up in the next few minutes. So I think that compound will not be very useful for the near future for the Destroyer. So maybe they want to try and rotate maybe more in the center part of the next circle, because otherwise they might get outmaneuvered and gatekept away from the next zone.
Yeah, totally agree. Of course, once they get into safety, I'm sure they'll be happy. Trust the process. Currently lying in 4th on equal points as Nova from yesterday's games. 91 total. Who are close by. They have the circle. They have a couple of buildings. They're separated as well, so they create good vision. They're not going to get swamped out by one team with a couple of grenades. They're going to be able to scope around them based on where the enemy teams might be. And yeah, calculated plays so far coming out from them.
Doing a 2-1-1 split is just a way better way to have visibility around your compound. As right now, SRY going to be clashing a little bit with Team Rose. You get one knock, Hodge, and one other member of Rose going to be trying to overwhelming with 2v1 scenarios. There it is, there's a rush, but Nick will be shut down. And that's the end of his story. That's all she wrote. SOI still looking to try and pick that fight. They're trying to regen their member of Rose a little bit further back. But now, is the TPP going to try and regen back up? Just get back up to 75% HP. But here's Hodge with the flank coming on through. But Hodge will get shut down instantly. And a few members of Rose are pretty damn low. But here's the rush coming on through from the two members. Gets one knock. He's going to be turned into a 1v1 scenario now in Imperium. 2v1 scenario as one member of Rose finally rushes on through. Good to get the flush kill right there. No misses his shots. SOI going to have two members on his right, on his left. Just a little bit too much to deal with. And Rose finally coming out on top and getting more kill points going their way.
Rose playing the way we know that they can play, but headshot in the distance or look at that knock. Rose down a peg or two as we see Nomad Warriors and Nova coming up against each other. There has been a knockdown, we can see, or a little bit low in health. Zauzi, AY, Bandit, 3 members in Nova. We saw one got taken down by RG earlier on in the game. So it is essentially a disadvantage for them coming into this skirmish, but it's not going to stop them being reactive in terms of getting those shots off because we know how aggressive Nova can be. Ooh, is he taking some damage?
Zauzi taking the heaviest shots right there, just a few HP remaining, and that's when the kill that happened earlier on Nova Esports is going to have a huge impact. This is a 3v4 scenario going over. And normally, because of the numbers, it shouldn't be going over to Nomad Warriors, but the high ground was going over to Nova Esports, so we're going to have to see how that one's going to work out. And Bootcamp is left completely deserted.
We could have a bootcamp finish.
That'd be great.
That'd be nice.
Oh, I love it. Hell yeah.
Teams around bootcamp.
There are so many teams still up right now, and this is like such a small circle. This is what you're expecting to see in PUBG high-level gameplay. So many teams. Look at the amount of teams on the east side of this circle, Imperium. Going to be absolute mayhem for the upcoming next few minutes.
There is a couple of spaces and compounds on the north side that are available for these teams, the likes of Nova and Nomad Warriors. They can move around, as can Trust the Process. Final member of Onyx trying to stay and keep himself alive in the water. It's not a bad strategy, but it can leave you in a bit of an open situation when you do have to move onto that land to go into the next circle. Have seen the next circle. It could be potentially a boot camp area. It's good for Onyx because he doesn't actually have to move anywhere for now and he can avoid all of the action. But look at the teams down south, how far they have to move up, how close they're going to come together. There is a few little compounds that they can go into, but we are going to see a lot of action quickly, especially between Elementrix and CSP.
CSP going to be using Emerge, one of their high-heeled players on their side, Imperium. We all remember that Uzi move, the first game on it, Vikendi during the group stage. Absolutely insane mechanics. But there will be Elementrix shut him down. Still 4 members up. Elementrix is a team that they have been not doing all that great during the semi-finals and also now the regional finals. And they got to try and step it up a notch here. Their rotations have been top-notch. I've been always praising them about their rotations, but this time it's been a little bit lackluster. They lose Mr. Hyoju, which is their shot caller.
Yeah.
And then they do not have that much communication going on through. So Elementrix got to try and step it up today. That's just a process. And also Salty Squad in the distance going to get a few nice shots around top of Bullet there. Not taken down quite yet, but they're going to be outnumbered. They're going to be outtaken as one member of Trust the Process going in the complete opposite way, not wanting to help his team whatsoever.
Yeah, they need to have that communication accurate, as Nomad Warriors also take a little bit of damage, camp to win and no mercy. This is what I'm talking about, where these teams are going to start clashing together as the circle gets tighter. The teams need to move in as quickly as possible, because right now, this circle, the blue zone is starting to close in, Maxman.
He's going to try and close in for the next few seconds. Imperium as Vcash, he's going pretty far ahead of himself without his team using a lot of utility, which I think is a little bit of a waste at this point, because if you have no utility in the later sections of the game, you might get turned around pretty easily if you do not have a prime position. As right now, here's the rush from the Nomad Warriors on top of the members of Salty Squad. Salty Squad not looking really good so far. Nomad Warriors, they have all their members remaining so far. But still, Salty Squad with only 1 member remaining. Can he make it out on top? That's going to be all on the shoulders of Pangmi. Narek just around the corner, but there it is. Here's the flank. Nomad Warriors going to secure themselves a nice team squad wipeout.
A Salty Squad in first place. Ooh. They get squad wiped by second place team of Nomad Warriors. If that's not Nomad Warriors turning around going, you take the top spot right now? Not for long, guys. They will go out in 16th place, getting 0 points for their name. that's going to bring the teams below them ever closer, Maxman.
Which is so fun. It's like just really a battle shoulder to shoulder. And this time, now Nomad Warriors on top. Who's it going to be next game? Is it going to be Salty Nomad? No idea. But this time it will be Nomad Warriors coming out on top. And 14 teams remaining, 42 players on the board. And having Xiaozi actually getting shut down. And not getting flushed away quite yet on the members of Headshot. But here it is. A does get it, but gonna get a little bit overzealous. And he will be shut down in the blue zone. Gonna be not flushed right away, but Furry from side of Team Headshot around the corner. Maybe you want to try and help your allies. 1v2 scenario going his way. Can he get both of them? Oh no, he hits the tree. No, really won't. One, my friend, but there it is. He gets one. Can he find the second one? Was a TPP. There it is. Doesn't really flush it out quite yet, but there it is. Team Headshot going to be taken down by Nova Esport.
Like that red dot sight is just such an accurate item to use on any gun, especially close combat, close quarters like that. You're gonna
especially Sandhawk.
Especially Sandhawk, it's just so accurate. Bandit with that ghillie suit, one thing to point out, that's gonna be great coming into the late stages when he has to kind of try and hide around. Talking about hiding around, Vcash is trying to hide from one member of Hype, although that one member from Hype is knocked down.
He is knocked down. They are happy just the Salty squad was flushed away when they were facing up against them. And right now, Rose, they are still not around the corner, which is really weird. They didn't show up as a full-man squad. Right now, going to have Elementrix. They're there. They're finally going to try and take them down. Elementrix versus Rose, that's going to be a huge head-on through. But they just haven't seen them. They haven't had any kind of information on where the location is. They are in the lower section of boot camp, and the zone is moving up against them, Imperium. And Rose is just going to be completely forgotten about. But here it is. Orange going to have a few shots going his way, but will be completely missed out by one member of Rose. Orange going to try and get back to the safety of his allies. Can he do it in time? But that take damage is doing a huge amount of work of Rose and Elementrix all together.
Yeah, I was going to say, I thought Orange was going to stay there, but no, just start running, because that member of Rose, he's not going to really chase after him. As we do see this circle, it's moved away from boot camp. It's moved past the boot camp. The teams are going to have to move by. It's very much being fantastic for the likes of the Destroyer moving down, but we're seeing Elementrix being put under fire in this blue zone, looking to fight their way through.
This reminds me of Miramar yesterday. Imperium, not good moods coming on through. Elementrix going to regen back up. Orange and Sean were knocked, so Junior, you're the last chance for you in a power team right now. Can he regen him back in time? Not too sure. Has a little bit of extra coverage with those extra little walls, but like Sean is staying in the tick damage, and he might be going down because of that extra tick. I do think so. Also, he's getting gatekeep. Got on the right side, he got a team, got RG Star team over there, and here it is. Game over for them. That's going to be actually secured by RG Star team. They're going to go in 7th position.
Just like that, in a short space of time, 5 minutes, we've gone down from 14 teams to 6. You know, just these teams not able to survive. No Mercy got taken out. I don't know where, because unfortunately, we don't seem to have the same feed of teams being eliminated on screen, so we don't exactly know the timeline of when they got taken out. Fortunately, it's hard to get all the action, but we will get as much action as we're down to 6 teams. There are 15 players alive. The circle getting tighter and tighter. RG Star looking pretty good where they are so far, Maxman.
They did get a knock on Nova Esport, trying to finish it up. Oh, there it is. Nova Esport turn it on its head onto Trust the Process. They will be going out in 6th position. Finally, it's all about this Imperium. Top 5 with 13 players all around the board. Going to be facing up against each other to secure the first chicken dinner of today. And who is it going to be? SNG, aka Snake Team. They're going to be just lurking in the shadows, waiting. They're the vultures of this Sandhawk map. Maybe looking, trying to steal away that chicken from any high contender. The Destroyer in the distance, they got a pretty good position. They got the high ground. RD starting, they're trying to harass them with aim locker, trying to get a flank, trying to get an angle on a few of their members. But if he gets outmaneuvered, 1v4 is really hard to pull off.
It very much is in this situation. I gotta say, it's looking good so far for RG and Nomad Warriors. Bronsberg knocks down Krazava. We saw SNG, their Snake team, but they weren't really able to survive that long. 4 teams left in this game.
I'm looking at aim locker right now. Yeah. He's just getting so close, and they have no idea of what's going on.
Okay, so the Destroyer are looking pretty good because they're in the circle. They don't have to go anywhere. The most pressurized team so far right now, as we're down to 4 teams, is definitely Nomad Warriors. They're out of the circle. They have to try and move in. They don't have far to go. And then below them, it's Team 3. I'm not going to lie, I don't know exactly who that is, if we can get a bit of an overview.
That's Nova Esport.
Is that Nova
There's only
Esports?
one
I wasn't
member
sure.
of Nova Esport, yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay.
And that's Nova Esports, only 4 teams
Yeah.
remaining. Nova Esport, RG Star, Team D Destroyer, Nova Bandit going to be taken away by the zone. Just didn't want to fight it, didn't want to give an extra kill, I do believe. So that's going to be out 3 teams on the board, going to be facing up against each other. The Destroyer seeming really good, but here it is, Nomad Warriors, they get the upper hand, and one member of the Destroyer shut down S. And Nicola, the tick damage is pretty high right now. I'll be
No
really
way.
careful, but there it is. He's going to be almost knocked away, and the circle going to be doing insane damage to him. Now it's going to be turned into a 4v1. Our Bronzuk, no, actually, is going to be turned into a 4v4 right now, Imperium, but S and Crazy on the side of the Destroyer. They're going to be Nox. It's going to be an actual 2v4 unless they're able to regen them back up, which I think is very unlikely.
It is going to be pretty unlikely. However, they don't really have to move forward. Aim Locker is the biggest game changer potentially in this situation. He's away from the rest of his team. The fear is that he could get shut down, but if he can look to surprise and actually scope out where the Destroyer are and give that communication to the rest of his team, they can actually flank around in the right position and take the Destroyer out.
I find really weird that RG Star Team, one of the most aggressive teams in this entire wildcard PMCO series, Imperium, they saw in the feed that there were 2 knocks on members of the Destroyer. It was a potential 4v2. They let them time to regen back up. They didn't try and surprise them. I think they could have gone for it.
I think based on the situation and where they're lying overall, they're actually being just a little bit more calculated, Max, and I agree with it. I also get your point, but overall, I kind of agree with them just being a little bit more calculated and thinking a bit more.
Here it is.
Circle moving in.
Ooh, Aim Locker